welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa if you're new here. I know I've been MIA for a little bit, but life happens, and in my previous video I did mention that we did move from Arizona to Virginia, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about the whole moving experience and whatnot. So moving was very stressful. Number one, moving was very stressful. We sold our house fairly quick, and that was that. So we needed a place to live here in Virginia, and thankfully my husband found a rental home fairly fast as well. So that helped a lot. So that helped relieve a lot of the stress we had, because we had no clue what we were gonna come to or whatever. So that was one of the good things, that everything happened fast and everything happened as it should have happened. So yeah, but just getting the house ready for sale and stuff like that was very stressful. My mom helped us a lot, and we did get it, you know, nice and pretty, and you know, and shiny for the pictures and to be put on the market. So like I said, it sold fairly fast, and we were very happy about that. So we did fly here when we moved, and all of our belongings came in a U-Haul. One of my brother-in-law actually is the one who drove the U-Haul here, and my husband was able to fly with us, and we just stayed in a hotel for a few days before we moved in the house, because we were waiting for our belongings to get here. But it did give me a chance to clean the house and just get it ready for our furniture and things like that to be put in. So that was that. So that happened very fast. And then one of the other things as well, how do you feel about moving to Virginia? Well, the thought of moving somewhere else has always, you know, been scary. My husband has a job that moves up, you know, in every few years, and some jobs require us to move. Thankfully, we were able to stay in Arizona for a long time, and so he had been applying for a few jobs, and in the back of our heads, we always wanted to move out of the state, but I never did I think it was going to be cross country. So I would always envision us living in Texas or California or somewhere very close to home, to where we can drive. But his family is from New York. They still live in New York, so you know, it was only fair for him if we moved closer to his family now. So Virginia came up, and when he told me that we were moving to Virginia, well, that he had got the job in Virginia and that it required us to move, and I was like, what? You know, so all those emotions, whatever. I did break down a little bit while I was cleaning my house in Arizona, and only because my mom still lives in Arizona. Both my older brothers live out of the state, and I've been used to that, but I've never been used to being so far away from my mom. But I mean, life happens, we grow up, and eventually we have to leave the nest. So that happened for me. That was a first. And it was not easy. It was not easy because my mom and I are very close. We did everything together, and she's raising a little boy, which I consider mine. So it was hard leaving him and her and just everything, you know, because she was going to be by herself, even though we do have family and, you know, around where she lives and stuff like that, but it's not the same. I'm her daughter, and I used to help her with everything, and she used to come over to our house on the weekends. So we spend a lot of our time with her and Alan, the little boy she's raising. So that was one of the major things why it was so hard for me to leave Arizona. If it wasn't for that, I think it would have been easier emotional wise, but I was excited for the new, you know, adventures, and you know, everything's close here. We live in Northern Virginia, so New York, where he's from, I mean, it's about 4 hours away, and then we have Washington DC that's close, and we have Baltimore, so we have a lot of places to go and visit. So it's been, I was excited for that. And then it's very pretty and green here. Sorry, I'm looking down. I have a paper here. So Virginia is very green and pretty. They have all kinds of different flowers and trees. I know it's, for some people, it's like, yeah, they're just flowers and trees, but we don't have that in Arizona. Arizona is just dry, full of trees, which are mostly dry and, you know, hardly any leaves on them and stuff like that. So it only gets green during springtime, and that's because it rains and, you know, it's spring. But we only get that, you know, maybe a few weeks. It's not the whole springtime over there. And Arizona is very dry. I mean, it gets hot as hell, but it's very dry, and I was used to that, versus here it's very hot and humid. So here it could be 75 degrees with like a 60 humidity, which feels like hell, like 100 plus, like in Arizona. But the humidity is what like did it for me. It was very different for me, and I could feel it. And yeah, and in Arizona gets hot as hell, but it's dry, so you're able to breathe normally. It's not hard to do things outside, and I got less headaches in Arizona for sure. But that's that. So, and yeah, so, and then let's see, we were looking for a place where we there was a good school district and things like that. So we live in an area where the schools are very good, which we were very happy about. And DJ has been enjoying his new school, and he's met a lot of new friends, so that's a plus. That makes me happy as a parent that he found a lot of little kids here that became friends, and he still plays with them, you know, right now during the summer. Which in Arizona, everything was a little different for him. So he spent most of his time inside, and we didn't have a lot of kids that were neighbors of ours. So that's one of the reasons. But here I'm very happy because he goes outside and plays and has a lot of new friends, and they're all boys, which is weird, but there's a lot of like little boys here, which is really, really cool. Like I said, New York is very close, and we're happy that our kids get to spend time with my husband's side of the family, because we have a lot of little kids in the side of the family, and my kids get to play and, you know, and grow with them, and grandma gets to spend time with us a lot, and we're happy about that. And yeah, because in my family, I'm the youngest, my kids are the youngest, and I have a lot of nieces and nephews, but they're a lot older. So my kids were growing up with my nieces and nephews' kids that were smaller, smaller than my kids. So it was weird, and that was one of the reasons that I was happy to move and excited, because my kids were able to have that family memories for later in life, that, oh yeah, I remember when we did this and that, like I did with my cousins, and I just wanted them to have that. And then let's see, like I said, we have everything close by: DC, Baltimore, we have Arlington, all these little historical towns that are very beautiful. There's a lot of places to eat, a lot of seafood, which I love, my husband loves. There's a lot of like international markets, and one thing I have to say though, there's not a lot of like my style, like Sonoran tortillas and chorizo, things I would normally find in a store in Arizona. Here is very hard to find. So we do have to make a drive to find those kinds of things for me. My husband is Puerto Rican, so here he's in, you know, he's in heaven here, because there's a lot of Puerto Rican places, a lot of things he grew up with, he can find them easily, which in Arizona he didn't. So now it's my turn to suffer a little bit when it comes to food and finding things that I'm used to. And then around us, there's a lot of lakes and parks. So we started going like every weekend to a different park, just to, you know, look around so the kids can play and see different sceneries and stuff like that. So that's been cool, and we've enjoyed it. And I haven't made friends personally, but a friend from Arizona that I met at work moved about 45 minutes from here. I have yet to see her, but we have been communicating on Facebook and stuff like that. So I am excited for us to like meet sometime. My husband has a few friends here. One which he met when he was in the military, and we visit them often. And they have a little girl, so we get to spend time with them and grill and do things like that, which that's fun for me. Yeah, so that's pretty much what we've been doing. Well, since we moved, which I'm excited for. Let's see. I am getting used to the humidity. The weather is very different, like I said, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is. You know, this is what we have, and I have to get used to it. I dread going outside right now because it's hot as hell. My head hurts. My hair's frizzy all the time. Like you can see, like I hardly ever curl it or straighten it because the humidity is just crazy. I can't. So I just leave it like whatever in a bun or something because the weather does not permit me. So anyway, what else? That's it, guys. We've been loving it so far. How do you feel about Virginia?
Good.
You like it?
Yeah.
You have a lot of friends, huh? That's cool. Oh, we also have pretty cool pools with like all kinds of like sprinklers for the babies, and he loves to swim. So we have a few pools that we're able to go with our HOA here, and that's pretty cool. It's no rancho though, so kudos to Rancho Sahuarita because there's no other place like Rancho. But we are enjoying our times here. And yeah, so it's a small community where we live, and we're enjoying it. We're loving it. We do have a deck for grilling, which is a plus for my husband and I because we love to grill. We love him to cook, huh? Yeah, all kinds of stuff. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, he's been grilling wings, so that's what we've been having on the weekends, and we've been loving it. So that's pretty cool having a deck. I've never had a deck before, but yeah. Oh, and another thing, we live in a 3-story home. Our entry level is the basement, but we made it into a little living room. And then you go up the stairs and you go up. Sorry, guys. You go up the stairs and it's the main living. It's the living room, the actual living room, and the kitchen and the dining room. And then you go another flight of stairs, and then this is where our bedrooms are and the laundry room. And we have a master bathroom and another bathroom. So 3 floors, guys, for groceries. Oh my God. Like, we have to get them off the car and then go up 1 flight of stairs and then just put the groceries away. And it sucks when you do the monthly grocery haul because you have to carry all that upstairs. But, I mean, it's something to get used to. It's something new, but we're excited, and we plan to stay here for a few years, and yeah, we're just excited. So now I'm going to put this little one to nap, and then I'm going to start my midday pickup, clean up. So yeah, guys, I'll take you guys with me. So I'll see you in a bit.